Welcome all to the session Cloud Security, and we'll be talking. It'll be a 5 day session where we'll be talking about Azure Security, and we have Robin with us today to guide us and clear our doubts. And let's hear from him.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So we'll start. Yeah, thank you for confirming. So yeah, let me share my screen. I hope you can able to see my screen.
Not yet.
1 second, it's been loading. Can we start, Sirak?
Yes.
Yeah, you can start the intro and then I'll take it forward.
Um, Welcome you all again to the session on Microsoft Azure Security. And we have Robin with us today to guide us on the topic and how you should be training and what you should be concentrating on. So let us hear from him.
Yeah, thank you, Sirak, and thank you all the team. It's been organizing this event. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Cloud Security technical event. My name is Robin, and I'll be driving this session throughout this week. I hope audio has been clear and you are able to see my screen as well. If yes, request all the members to confirm through the chat option. Yeah, thank you. And screen as thank you for confirming this one. So this training event, as Suraj said, name it's called Microsoft Azure Security Technologies. This has been continuation with our AZ700 and Azure Enablement Program. So last couple of weeks, we were organizing this free training. We have done a training program on networking. We have done a program on hybrid cloud computing. We have completed a couple of fundamental courses, and we have completed Azure Administrator also. So it's a free training, and end of the program, you will be getting a certificate also. So it's going to be a 5 days program, and every week we'll have a similar kind of program. Free program will be organized by us. So that details will be getting on the Discord link. Sudag, if you can share that Discord link on the chat, so people can able to subscribe and people can share with their friends. And every week we'll have a similar kind of Microsoft events is being organized by us. So this week we are taking a topic called cloud security. So the link, this is the Discord link. Ensure that everyone is been connecting to this link, because all the training, event, town hall, all the technical documents we are sharing through this portal. And we have a Facebook link also as well. You can follow us on Facebook, and we are planning to have a dedicated WhatsApp group also for this one. So the WhatsApp group, we are working on it. Possible before the session, it's been posted on the chat, so all of us can join here. And WhatsApp group, we will be getting all the documents and the updates, all the latest Azure feeds or the Azure updates will be sharing on the portals in the WhatsApp group. So this is the Facebook link, and the live interactive trainer and technical connect we are enabling through the WhatsApp. So I'll be available there, and we have a couple of MCTs also there. So that will help you to mentor you. That will help you to guide you also whenever you need any help on the technical or anything related to the certificate. And you'll be keep on getting about our notifications and even through the WhatsApp group. So possible WhatsApp link will be sharing you very soon. So coming to our event, today's event, it's been very hot topic we are taking today. It's called Microsoft Azure Security. So during this event, the event name we are giving, it's been Microsoft Azure Security Technologies. It's basically connecting with a certification program, AZ500. You may be heard about AZ104, 900. You may be heard about 200, 204, 203, any number, right? So this exam or this course or this event is been connecting with AZ500. This is the course name here. Um, Covering here. So end of this program, confidently you will be going right able to write an exam called AZ500. Hey, good morning, Mac. I'm speaking, and is there any audio issue? Mac Kevin has been posting saying that he's facing some audio issue. Any member from this batch can you confirm? Uh, yeah. So in case anyone has been facing any audio issue, yeah. Thank you, Sankita. Yeah. So Mac and so please rejoin. What is phase over phase audio issue? I'm just let me type it on. Okay. Yeah, Mac, please check mic setting. Maybe sometimes it's like a Teams is crazy. So let me paste it. Yeah, let me paste this one. Okay. So I think we can start. I think it's on only one or two members only. It's been facing issue. Hope they will be rejoining. Yeah. So let's come back to the session. So today's event, A couple of points we are planning to discuss here. What the first point? It's been like, when should we learn cloud? Because all of us are discussing about cloud computing, moving to a cloud, and the rest of the topics, right? So we'll try to understand what is the reason behind moving to a cloud first. Then we'll be discussing about after moving into a cloud, when should you go for a cloud security training? What is the reason behind that? And how the cloud security has been enabled on in a Microsoft Azure side, because all of us are already working in a IT industry or a data center or a data room, or existing IT infrastructure. You may be already aware that, um, one second. Hello, I'm not audible, Laura. Hello.
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So I was saying, like, when you're moving on in a cloud, how the security has been enabled here? Because if you are seeing the existing on-premises or a legacy infrastructure, you are already aware that we are using many security products. Like, you may be heard about a product called firewall. You may be heard about a software firewall or appliance firewall, or you may be heard about a hardware firewalls. And you may be using a physical security also here. Now, after moving to a cloud, how the security can be enabled, or how the security can be provided to your cloud infrastructure. So we are trying to understand this uh, topic. Now, we will be moving about the certification or a assessment part also. If someone is been thinking like, if I need to go for in a assessment, or it's been like any kind of a certification, which certification I need to take it on in a cloud side? Which is the right path? What is the right roadmap for you for enabling a certification? uh, which certification I need to take first, then what are the certification I need to complete for taking a security side. So we'll try to give you some mentorship on you also this. What is the cloud certification path, or what is the roadmap you have on in a Azure side. Now, thank you, Surag. Surag has been created a WhatsApp group also for you. I request all the members to join the, and that will be a live connect with the technical team of our team. So like, that will be a live technical event. Please use that only for a technical discussion, rather than posting good morning, good afternoon, or a good night. Use only for the professional connect. So I request all the members here to join on that group. We'll make sure that that group will be a kind of a hub, or a kind of a first level of a connect to interact with our technical team. Request all the members to join. Request all the members to use only for the discussion about only the technical part, either on Azure or any certification or anything related to that. So request all the members to join, use it for a professional connect of that. So thank you, Surag, for creating a live group for us. Thank you. Yeah, attendance link already posted in the chat. We'll repost it, and you need to update only. This session has been 5 days program. Only in a day, only one time you need to update the attendance only. So that link will be sharing you on the chat. Ensure that you are giving a right email ID, because last time it's like a few people has been my mistake, or they forgot to fill the email ID and given an official ID or a personal ID, and they were finding some difficulty for getting the certificate, because we are making a certificate or preparing a certificate based on the information, your first name or a last name or the email ID and the contact details has been provided on this form. So ensure that the information you are populating or it's been updating on this attendance form, it's been accurate, because many times it's been like uh, people will say like my first name is wrong, second name is wrong, I given a short name. So ensure that you are giving the right name, how you want to display your name on in a certificate, give that name properly on the form. That's about the overall idea or agenda for today's session. Yeah, form is again it's been posted on the chat. Okay, so I hope you are able to get it. Now about me, um, my name is Robin. I'm coming from a Microsoft background. Right now, uh, take care of all the multi-cloud trainings, events, and architects or engineering side. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, holding almost 30, 35 plus certifications, and handle almost 200 plus program. And my core area it's been on Microsoft security and engineering and infrastructure side. And I've been connected from India today, and I was a regular trainer for this organizing this event from the Satya, and I'll try to give you share as much as informations or case studies from my side. Now, before moving to the technical side of this, let's have a small intro from your side. You can post your name and from which country you have been connected, and your experience also on the cloud and the cloud security. And request you to put in a small intro kind of thing. Uh, we thought of making a live audio, but a few people has been connected using a mobile, so we don't want to disturb the live broadcast. So request you to use the chat option. So the chat is been continuously we are monitoring. In case if you have any questions or a concern, all the question which you are posting on the chat will be taken care by us. So request all the members to post your details on the chat, so your experience, so I can able to understand what is the pulse of the team. So like all are from a security background, all are from Azure background, or is an on-premises background, or from a student's background also. So if yeah, so request all the members to take another 1 or 2 minutes for posting these details. Yeah, request all the members to type it. No, audio is being just muted, just to ensure that uh, collecting all the intro information. Thank you, team. Almost everyone has been commented on the chat. Yeah, so I can see a few more people has been sharing their details. Let's wait the people to complete. So thank you, team. Uh, it's a mix of batch. So we have a few people from a student's background here, and few people are new to Azure, and few people is already working on in a cloud migration and cloud security as well. Yeah, we'll be providing you the recording of this session and whatever presentations we are using today. So we'll be sharing as that as well. Okay. Thank you, team. Working in Azure for basic knowledge of the cloud and security. No problem. So yeah. Okay, let's move to the next part. Now this is about the intro part. So we have a global presence here. So we have people from Sri Lanka, Thailand, and the Philippines, India, and Vietnam. So we have a Indonesia. So so it's been a global presence here. So happy to connect everyone here. So like it's been possibly the post COVID. So like happy to see everyone here. Now, hello. Yeah. Yeah. So that's about the introduction part. It's been like you have a global presence here, so we have a people from all the backgrounds here. Now, about the training event on the facility link, you can able to see. So like this event, it's been a 5 days program, and we have a class hours. It's been like morning 9:30 a.m. IST. It's been starting, And you may be already seen is the posters on the Philippines or a Vietnam or time it's been already displayed here. The same meeting link you can able to use it like the class hours you can able to use it here. So like um, you can able to use the same meeting with. It's not that the separate link is needed for connecting and on in the uh, uh, every day. The same link only you can able to use on in the clouds. Now you can able to see other procedures here. This all are professional here, so I don't need to spend time on about building hours or it's been parking or rest or meals or emergency procedures or smoking or other things. So it's been a professional one. So ensure that you are connecting on in the same time, so in the class hours. So like in case if you have any facility or in case if you need any kind of uh, any kind of connection one, you can use the same meeting invite. Now, how this course is being structured? This course has been we are focusing more on the cloud security perspective. Couple of programs we have done on an administration part, networking side, and we have seen it's about the uh, other cloud parameters or a cloud services side. So this training or this event, we are focusing more on in the security side of the so this one, how the security can be provided and how security can be enabled on in the Microsoft Azure side, and it's basically it's been on into the cloud security side. So the certification you can able to go and write confidently. You can able to go and write the certification program. It's called AZ500 program. AZ500 is the program you can able to use it from our side. So AZ500 is the program you can able to use it here. So AZ500 is the training program or it's the program you can able to uh, attend this end of this training one. So there are many certification has been available from us. It's been like AZ900, AZ104. I'll give you some insight about this training program as well. So end of this program, we are focusing or you will be able to confidently, you'll be able to go and write it's been AZ500. Now, coming on into the lab part during the session. So rather than just going a presentation wise, yeah, you'll be able to write it, Ashok. Exactly. So you'll be able to confidently you will be able to go and write AZ500 exam. So that is the agenda or that is the topic or that is the uh, uh, plan or the tentative plan for or from our side. Okay. Now accessing a lab will be able to give you an insight about I will coming to all that lab part like everything. Okay, don't worry. I'm coming to that point. Now coming on into the exam side or during the sessions rather than just going by a presentation ways, we will be showing a live demo and a live demonstration or live lab as well. So like in case if you want to go for while attending this training program, we have a live lab and live demo also it's been available. So you'll be able to practically you'll be able to see how technically this service is been working. So this is a live case study, scenario based, reality or training. So how practically this has been coming on in a real side. So there's a way we have been organizing this program. And all the training material, all the link, all the resources will be sharing through the Discord link or it will be sharing through the WhatsApp also. And coming on into the course design part, we have a two portions being available here.
Sorry, everyone. I think, yeah, he's back. Robin is having some issue with the technical issue or something. Let's give him a 5 minutes.
Hello, hello.
Yes.
In between, I think the team's got some issue. Now, coming on into the training side, so we have organized this training in a two-way. One, it's been completely theory part. It's been like you have a presentation-based training. It's been theory. It's been enabled here. Second one, it's been like you have a lab demonstration as well. So we have a theory session. So like we are taking each block or each security service in a block wise or a module wise. So we'll have a live presentation or a live module also. It's been available. Plus you have a lab demonstration as well. So this is the way the course or the event it's been organized. So you have a theory plus you have a lab demonstration as well. Presentations like Julius is me like right now you're able to see like this is a PPT, right? The same similar kind of a presentation will be using for the services also like firewall or a VPN or Azure Active Directory or a role-based access control. This kind of issues or this kind of services will be using. Now coming on into the services part. Now, the reason it's been like we are going for a cloud or Azure security technology. The reason it's been like you are already aware that entire IT market or the entire IT industry is been or the IT infrastructure is moving on into the cloud. So basically, all the roads and all infrastructure has been moving on into the cloud side. So all roads has been or all the uh, infrastructure has been migrating or a lift and shifting to a cloud. So from an individual perspective or an individual point of view, we have a lot of job opportunity or there is a lot of huge demand we have available in the cloud side. So because if the organization is moving to a cloud and if you're enabling or it's been like if you're competent with a cloud security, so you'll have a lot of job opportunity either internally or externally. You'll have it done in the job site. Now I can see there is a sound is too low. uh, uh, Team, like how comfortable we are with the audio here? Any issues? uh, i'm s- I'm not speaking too slow, I'm just going in bit. Surag, if you can just confirm its audio has been good or it's been like any echo or any issues been facing. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Roshan. Thank you, Mark. Okay. Now, coming on in a cloud security part, yeah, cloud security part. The reason, like, why we are going for a cloud security, the reason is like there's a lot of huge demand we have it on in a cloud security side. So obviously, from an employee or it's from like a resource point or an individual point, there is a lot of job opportunity we have. So that's the reason so all of us are decided like we'll go for a cloud security side. It's been like you are going for a cloud security side. There is a lot of internal or it's been like external opportunity we are getting here. Now this is one of the survey happened recently. Now all of us already aware that there is a skill shortage is available in the market. Like if you're seeing like any organization they are a CTO or a CEOs or it's been like the organization plan. It's been like first is the strategy everyone has been following. Like you'll have automations or like a cloud movement or a cloud first strategy is the strategy they are following. Like the cloud is the strategy they are following, and you have a skill shortage also. Like if you're taking almost all organization right now, almost all the employees or resources are using it's been on in the um, competent side. It's on the competency side they may be having a legacy or a existing server or a legacy infrastructure uh, options you have. But when it is coming on a cloud side, only 16 percentage or a 13.8 percentage of the resource only it's been moved on into the cloud side. You have a, lot of skill shortage you have because it's like almost a 30 to 16 percentage resources been um, resources been still stuck with the skill shortage part. So as a as we considering all these things, like either the business is been moving on into the cloud side, or skill shortages, like there is a lot of opportunity we have it on in the cloud side. So we'll have a lot of opportunities been available here. So with the help of that, you have a lot of options or a lot of opportunities been coming for your side. Now coming on into the Microsoft side or the cloud side, all of us are already familiar with this cloud products, right? Since a few people has been joined or it's been new to the cloud, I just thought like another 10 to 15 minutes, I'll just give you some summary about the cloud, then I'll get into the cloud security side, rather than taking this training to complete you on a administration or a fundamental side. We'll be focusing more on the cloud security side. Since few people has been joined on a new to Azure, I thought of giving some intro about this, then I'll taking you to the uh, cloud side. Now if you're seeing on a cloud side, for example, like if you're going for purchasing a mobile, or if you're going for purchasing a car or any products, you may be having a different vendors or a different companies are available, right? You may be having Redmi, Realme, Viva, or it's like iPhone or a Nokia or a Samsung. There are many players has been available, right? Similar way, if you're taking cloud also, there are many vendors who has been providing this cloud security solution to you. Microsoft, Amazon, Google. These are the couple of leading vendors, and they are providing the solution to you. The companies who is providing the cloud solution to you, generally known as CSP. CSP stands for Cloud Security Cloud Service Provider. So cloud service provider is the short term, or it's called a CSP is the term generally we are using. Now, Microsoft is one of the vendor who has been providing this solution to you. So the product or the solution from a Microsoft is called Microsoft Azure. So the cloud product available from a Microsoft is called Microsoft Azure. And today's session or event, we are focusing more on the cloud security of Microsoft Azure, how the security or the how cloud security can be provided on in the Azure side, and what are the options you have. So it's been on the cloud Azure, and Amazon having a cloud product that basically known as a Amazon Web Service, that's called AWS, and you have a another product is called Google Cloud Service Provider, that's called Google Cloud Platform, that's called GSP. So this is the cloud product available from a Google also. And um, if you're taking Google or a Microsoft or Amazon, these are the leading vendors who has been providing a cloud solution to here. So you can able to see the average, or it's been the market share. I just try to post it here. It's almost a 20 to 30% is the market share for all these vendors. It doesn't mean that only Microsoft or Amazon or a Google only available. No, there are many other vendors also available in the market. Uh, who has been providing this cloud solution. You may be heard like Alibaba, HP, or Salesforce, or a Rackspace, or Red Hat, or Oracle. So these are the vendors who is been um, providing this similar kind of a solution into the market. It's like so whoever is interested, they can go and purchase this product. So end of this session, you need to understand there are many vendors available in the market. One is a Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and you have other vendors also like Alibaba or VMware or a Salesforce or Rackspace or a Red Hat or Oracle or a Adobe also. And these are the vendors currently it's been available here. Now, the vendor or the company who has been providing a cloud solution, basically they are knowing as a CSP. That's called a Cloud Service Provider. So this is the name they are using. So this is the name they are uh, generally they are known as a cloud service providers. Any question from anyone? Also, like if you have any question, request you to post it on the chat window. I was reading all the chat message. I was not talking. I was just reading all the question is being answered. I just checking the chat message. I was not speaking. I was just checking. No, there is no technical issue, Nalin here. I was just checking the chat message because there's a couple of questions being posted on the top. So I'm just scrolling up. So this one. There is no technical issues here. So can we get a PowerPoint slide after the presentation? Yes, Ron. So we'll be getting a PowerPoint, power slides. This one, all the PPT will be getting. We'll be uploading on in the Discord link, and this will be uploaded end of the session in the WhatsApp group as well. So there is no technical issue. I was just checking all the history because you can able to see there is hundreds of messages posted. I was just ensuring that all the question is being answered. I'm just noting down also that now because I need the sum of action I need to do after this sessions, right? So I was just noting that. Please drop the slide after the class. Yes, we are doing that. Is Microsoft Azure and Oracle have the same server side? Erika, that depends upon the company side. So we don't know what is the type of the hardware they are using on in the cloud data centers, right? It can be Dell or it can be Hyper-V or it can be any other virtualization or a physical servers maybe using on backend. So we are not sure about that. What is the type of the hardware? Right now, Microsoft or Oracle is been using on the backend. We may have to just check in internet if any information is been available on about what is the type of the hardware they are using on the backend. So we need to check that. Does the cloud service provider it's providing that? Rono, we are coming to that point. It's been like we'll be coming on into the service side of this one. What are the services is been available on the cloud service provider? We are working on that. We'll be sharing this. Can you share me an example of all these things? Um, MP Chodringa, so like if you're seeing here, example, it's been like for the cloud product available from a Microsoft that is called Microsoft Azure, and the cloud product available from Amazon that's called AWS, and the cloud product available from a Google that's called a GCP, and other vendors like Alibaba or a VMware or a Salesforce or a Rackspace. Everyone having their own cloud product is being available here. Now, these are the examples like Azure, AWS, or a Google. These all are the examples for the cloud side. Okay. And no, Rona. So not addition. I was just the pending action I was just updating on in the whatnot. Now, coming on into the cloud side, the security training right now, we are focusing on into the Microsoft Azure side, right? We understood there are many cloud service providers are available in the market, and we are not in a short time. We won't be able to cover all the security side, right? So we'll be discussing more on in the Azure side, how the Azure security it's been configured or how the security has been available on the Azure side. So uh, we are discussing about the Azure security today's session. Now, before moving on that, let's try to understand a couple of certifications been available from the Microsoft here. Uh, there are many certification or the training module Microsoft has been released based on the job role. You can able to see Microsoft Azure Administrator, Developer, or a Solution Architect, and they have a DevOps or a 365. There are many certification Microsoft has been released based on the job nature. So Azure administrator, so like if you're from a administrator background, you have a Azure administrator course is been available. And if you're from a developer background or a solution architect, the right or a right certification which you are able to take it from a Microsoft side. Now these details are available on in the portal Azure certification if you're typing here. So if you're typing Azure certification, you may be able to see. So right now you are inside a Microsoft portal. The portal name is called learn.microsoft.com. Now, if you're going inside this one, in case if you want to browse the certification, right now I'm posting the link on the portal on the left side. You can able to see here. Um, is the learn.microsoft. This is the portal. It's been available, and you can able to see here. Right now, if you're selecting this portal, it's giving a beautiful organized details about Microsoft certifications and exam path, right? Left side, you may be able to see there is a filter tab here. So based on your level, either you're from an advanced or a beginner or intermediate, you will be able to select the certification one. Now, here you're getting a flexibility to select the products. For example, like if you're from Azure, you can select the Azure button here. Then right side, this will give you a the courses or the exam you need to take it on in the Microsoft Azure side. And bottom, based on your role also, because if you're taking any organization, you may be working as a system administrator, or you may be working as a security expert, or you may be working as a analyst or a data scientist or a database administrator. So different role you may be working. So based on your role you're currently handling, for example, like you're working as a security expert, so you can able to market here security engineer. So this will give a beautiful information or a roadmap for you, saying that if you're from a security side on Azure, these are the program you need to attend, these are the courses you need to complete, and these are the learning you need to finish it. So this portal will give you a beautiful informations or insights about what are the certification courses you need to finish it. Right now, you can able to see this based on roles, or it's based on your job nature. You are able to select it here. So you can able to see like roles, or it's been like a certifications, or based on the level you are able to connect it. You are able to see this courses over here. Now, coming on into the exam path. Now, if you are seeing any exam or a training or assessment, basically you can able to see here like there is a training and assessment is needed. Like when we are going for writing an exam, like you need to clear the certification course, right? So we are ensuring, or the advice from our side, it's been like before going and writing any assessment, we request you to finish your learning first. So learning's mean right now you are attending the instructor led program here. So you can able to see the instructor led live sessions we are doing, and a couple of materials we are giving you for your books, and other materials also we are sharing you, that will help you to clear this exam. So rather than just going and writing an exam, we request you to complete your self study, complete the self learning, then go for the certification path. Now, coming on into the Microsoft side, you may be heard, or you may be already aware, in a Microsoft side, exam numbers are here, right? For example, like in case in the past, if you have written any kind of a Microsoft certification, you may be aware that MCSA, MCP, or MCITP, or this was the certification available in the past, right? MCSA, MCSC, MCITP, and this kind of you may be in Cisco side, if you're going, you have a CCNP or a CCNA or a CCA kind of a programs you have. If you're noticing all that certification while going for writing an exam, always there was a number, right? You may be remembering like a 70, 270. Each paper you will have, or each vertical will have a, um, you have a exam numbers, you have like a 70, 294, 70, 472. This kind of a number was there. Now similar way, when it is coming on in Microsoft Azure side also, exam numbers are always started with the A set. One second. Hello. Hello. Are we will be providing a recorded session as well. We'll be providing a recorded session as well. So, unmute automatically, so that automatically charge mute mode ലേക്ക്. ഒരു minute, ഒരു minute. Hello, hello. Yeah. So look like the team is has been moved my mic into mute mode. So some issue with the Teams. Anyway, we'll sort out during the break time. Right now, I hope it's been audible, right? It's been like break time. Yeah, break time will I'll just disconnect and I'll rejoin back. So look like I was using the same email ID for on a 3 laptop. Maybe that the reason for moving this one. Okay, some technical issue. So during the break time, I'll ensure that will be connected with the one ID. Okay. Yeah, thank you. So I was discussing about the certification number here. Um, if you're taking MCSA or a MCSE, there was a number like a 7270 or a 7294 or 7472. There was a number it was using. Now coming on in a Microsoft Azure side, exam numbers are always represented with AZ. So if you're taking any Azure exam, you may be seen or you may be heard like AZ900, AZ104 or AZ500 or AZ700 or AZ305. These are the numbers we are using. Now, when it is coming on a Microsoft 365, there is a Office bundle also it's available. You may be heard about a collaboration tools like a SharePoint, Exchange Server, or a Teams. This kind of a collaboration tools are available, right? So that number or that exams are represented with a MS. There's a MS 500, MS 900, MS series certification program you can able to see. That's a Microsoft Office or a Microsoft 365 products or certifications are represented with MS series. Now it is coming on a security and compliance side. Numbers or the exams are started with SC like SC200, SC 900, SC 300, SC 400. All the security and compliance training program or a certification represented with SC series. So you will have a AZ series, you will have a Microsoft 365 series, and you have a SC series as well. Now coming on into Microsoft security side. So this is the roadmap we are suggesting for you because right now you are attending a cloud security training. So this cloud security training is been considered as a advanced certification program. So like it's been a kind of expert or it's been a kind of a advanced program. So now people may be having a question here. So do I need to complete any other mandatory courses? No, you can go and write directly the Azure Security exam. So there is no mandatory that you need to complete AZ900 or a 104 any other exam. But we prefer you to clear that exam because we want your foundation to be strong and clear. So we recommend you to complete fundamentals and associate exam as well. So this doesn't mean that it's a mandatory one. No, you can go and write this expert exam directly. There is no issue. But as a trainer or as a mentor, I always prefer my team to write these two exam because this talks about what is a cloud computing, how cloud account can be created, what is the service model is been available, what are the cloud models you have, how VM can be configured, how networking can be configured, how monitoring can be enabled. All this topic or service is been covered under these two verticals, fundamental or associate. So as a trainer or as a learner, I always recommend my team to complete the two certification also. So this is not mandatory one, but all of us are joined here. You're taking a personal time for attending this session for understanding this technology, learning purpose only, right? So that's the reason I'm suggesting better complete these two courses as well. So we are organizing this similar program possible in in this month and next month. Couple of program is been coming from our side also on the fundamentals and associate one. So keep stay tuned and join that WhatsApp group. You may be getting the all the updates from the Discord or a WhatsApp group as well. So coming to this certification side for the cloud security. So these are the security exams available from our side. So it's a Azure Security or Engineer. These are the Azure Security courses been available from our side. So this basically we'll see what other topic is been covered here, and Azure Security Engineer topic is been available. So we prefer you to complete AZ900, complete to administrative exam, and you have a Azure Security exams also available. Now, if you're seeing the overall roadmap of Azure side, uh, fundamental courses are always represented with exam numbers 900. Now you can able to see AZ 900. This talks about um, AZ 900 is been about the cloud fundamental topic is been covering here. Now, if you're from a different background, I'll be able to post all the details on the WhatsApp group. So all the category I'm planning to post it on the WhatsApp group. So you can join there. I'll be sharing, for example, like if you are from a finance background, which course you need to take. You are from a student background, which course you need to take. I'll be posting all these details on the WhatsApp group. Okay, so don't worry. So join there. It's possible after the session, you'll be getting all the information over there, and you can use that forum for asking all that question. Like if I'm from a HR background, which course I need to take. I'm from a Power BI background, which course I need to take. So all this question you can post it over there. Will help you to answer all your individual queries or individual doubt over there. Now, rather than spending the time on it individually here, we'll use that forum for taking all that questions. Now, AZ900 is the course for Azure Fundamental. AI 900 is for your artificial intelligence, and security you can able to see you need to write an exam AZ500, and AZ700 is the course for networking side, Azure networking side. And there is another program Microsoft is been released, that's called AZ 720 also. The 720 also it's been available from it. So this is the both certification needs to write it from the Microsoft side. So AZ 720 also it's been available. And you have a hybrid Azure certifications like AZ 800 and 801. These are the other training program. It's been available from the hybrid Azure or the OIS administration. These are the program it's been available. And you have other programs, like if you're from a VDI background, you have AZ140 is the program it's been available. And you have a solution architect. This was the exam available in the past. Now this is got expired. And a new program for architect, it's called AZ305. So I'll be sharing all the details on the WhatsApp group, like the program, which certification is been really needed from you, either you are from a DevOps side or a database side. This discussion will do it in the WhatsApp, because rather than spending time on in understanding the certification path, we'll move directly on the cloud security side. Now, coming on in a cloud security side, as I said, the program name or the certification is called AZ500. AZ500 is the exam number, so we are using. So AZ500 is the exam number we are using. Now, coming on in the AZ500, this basically focusing for the security engineers, for the resource who has been working as a cloud network security expert or a cloud engineers or a cloud experts here. The people who has been maintaining security control or maintaining organizations or managing the identity management or maintaining the active directory or a role-based access control, maintaining a firewall or a VPN. For all these resources, this training course has been mandatory. And all these labs we'll be doing on in a GUI mode, and we'll be doing on in a automation, and we'll try to do it in a PowerShell as well. So this is about the overall insights, or this the summary about this training program. Now, people may be having a question: do I need to complete any prerequisites for this training? Nothing. It's only you need to have basic idea about what is a firewall, what is a VPN, what is a SSL, or what is IPsec. These are the information you need. So with the help of this, you can connect to, or you can able to connect it to, or you can understand this topic here. So we'll be starting from the very scratch, so nothing to worry about this. And there is no prerequisites needed. Generally, some basic understanding about the IT term is been mandatory. Now, if you want to get the complete details about this training program, you can go to Microsoft Learning Portal. Just giving AZ500, so you can able to see there's a portal has been available. I'm just posting that link on the chat. You can bookmark this link on the chat window. Whatever link I'm giving on the portal, you can able to see here. This is the link I'm just posting here. Now, if you're selecting this link, this giving you a summary about the description, or this is giving you information about this course, how this course is been structured, and who can attend this training program, and what are the topic it's been covered here. So this basically, as I said, it's been covering about the security side, or it's the vulnerability side, or uh, management of the identity. This topic is been currently it's been covered. Now it has been coming on into the bottom side. You may be able to see the handout or a study material here. You may be able to see there is an option you are seeing here, study guide. Now, if you're clicking here, this will give you a complete course curriculum or agenda for this training certification. What are the topic it's been covered? What is the percentage of the questions you can expect? What are the chapters you need to learn? All this detail is been shared here. So I'm just pasting the link on the chat. So you can just download this PDF document, and we are trying to cover up all the topic here during this next 5 days. Now, if you're coming down, you may be able to see the percentage of the questions you are expecting, like a 30 to 35 percentage. You are able to get it from the Active Directory side, and platform protection, and the security operation, and data operation as well. So people may be having a question here. Uh, are we providing any handout, or is there any handout you're going to get it? You don't need to have any soft copy or a hard copy to be given to you, because it's by default. All the handout is by default, it's been available on the learn.microsoft portal itself. You can able to see here all the handout is been available directly here. You don't need to sign in also. You don't need to sign into this portal. It's been by default, it's been available here. You can, for example, like I'm taking platform protection. You can able to see you need to complete the 4 modules. In each module you have a 11 chapters also, it's been available. For example, like you can able to see your handout here. See, these are the handout, these are the learning object, and this has been beautifully explained all the details in the handout way, so you can able to see here. So this is going to be your handout. So in case if anyone is been preparing for this exam, ensure that you are referring this handout as well. And you can able to see there is a exams also, it's been available. You can able to see there is a knowledge check. You can exams also available here. See, there is a in training assessment also, you can able to see here. So I'm doing, I will read this question. Okay, I just selected some answers. You can able to see the answers as well. So once you are clear this one, you will be getting a point as well. So better, whenever you're attending this handout, ensure that you are logging with your sign in ID. The right side top, extreme top, you may be able to see there is a sign in option you are getting, right? The reason it's been like, whenever you're completing any chapter or module, you will be getting a point here. See, 200 point, 100 point, you will be getting a point. So this point will be added to your account. So if someone has been asking, share me your transcript or share me a profile, this point also will be updated in the profile itself. So it will be giving like you got a 1 lakh point or a 2 lakh point. That will give a value add to you, because whenever you're going for attending an interview nowadays, people are, or organizations are started asking Microsoft transcript, so that you can able to download it from here. So whenever you're attending any courses, ensure that you are signing. So whatever learnings you are doing, it's been captured on that also. There is no audio issue right now. It's because I can able to see my 2 laptop. It's been working. I can hear you audio issues. I'm not audio issues. I can able to hear the audio. Rest of the members, are you facing any audio issue? So yeah, so no audio. No, I was just checking if there's any sound issue. Okay, it's been good. Yep. So that's about the learning part. Now, if you come on the study guide here, so this is the PDF you can able to download. Now, coming on into the exam side, as I said, it's been organized or it's been categorized. You can able to see it's in a three ways. Like you can able to see like a 30, 35 percentage or a 15 percentage, or these are the category you can able to see here. So you will be able to see these are the category of the topic we are planning to cover here today. It's been like identity and access management, platform protections, security operations, and you have a data operations. So these are the exams or these are the topic we are planning to cover. You have a weightage also you can able to see here. And coming on in the topic side, so we'll be covering about Microsoft Azure Active Directory. We'll be discussing about enterprise governance. We'll be moving on the container security, host security, and we'll be moving on the key vault, monitoring, firewall, or perimeter security. And finally, we'll be ending with the Microsoft Defender and Sentinel. So these are the overall top view of the agenda of this course. So we'll be covering all this topic here. So we'll be starting with the perimeter first, then we'll be moving to the Azure Active Directory and the monitoring and other topic also it's been covered here. Now, overall outcome of this training. Once you completed this training, you will be getting a badge. That's the AZ500 badge you will be able to you'll be getting. So you'll be easily and confidently you will be going and able to clear the exam of AZ500, and all your fundamental concept about Microsoft security side will be clear. So you'll be able to grasp whatever knowledge you have it on the Azure security side, how this has been configured with a practical approach rather than just going on in a PPT base. So we'll be going on in a more case studies based or a live demo based also. And a couple of interview questions I can able to share possible end of the session. So I'll be able to upload it on in the WhatsApp group, and that can move either internally or externally into a different or a better role of you. So that is the overall outcome of this training. Once you attend it next to 5 days, you'll be able to your security, your learning side also it's been clear with a practical knowledge, and you'll be able to confidently you'll be able to go and write the certification path. Now this is the block, or these are the topic we are covering here. We'll be starting with Azure Security introduction part, and finally we'll be ending with on the monitoring or the application security side. Now, I can see a couple of comments on the chat. Just use MS Teams on the web. Mac, I'm using MS Teams and MS app also. So right now, I don't think so any audio issues here. Look like there's only issue with the individual side. So maybe he can rejoin back. Are we going to have a MS points after this? Yeah, we'll be having next 5 days. We'll be using this Microsoft course official curriculum for this training. Now coming on into the building block, this is the overall or the top view of this training program. Right now, if you can able to see here, we'll be starting with the identity management first. So we can able to see here, we'll be covering about all the Azure Active Directory topic, RBAC or ID Connect or BDV. This is the topic you can able to see, and we'll be covering about a governance side. We'll be discussing about network security side and the storage security side, and you have a monitoring side, and you have application security, data security, and host security. So these are the topic uh, we are covering here. So these are the topic we are planning to cover. So this is the top or organized so building block for this training program. So these are the topic we are covering here. So from the Active Directory to monitoring topic we are covering. So labs I already shared, and exam requirements. In case if you're going for writing an exam, so 700 is the passing percentage. So we'll have an assessment. We'll have daily. We'll have. So uh, in case if you're planning for writing an exam, you can expect 40 to 60 questions on the exam side. 40 to 60 question you can see, and you need to block your calendar for 180 minutes. Generally, if you're going for this exam, 180 minutes is the time generally you can able to see. So like 180 minutes is the time generally you can able to see here, and 30 minutes for the preparation time, and 150 is the time you need to go for the answering the questions. And you can able to see there is any case studies, or it's been like if there is any multiple MCQ kind of a questions also you can able to see here. And passing percentage of this one, it's been 700 mark. 700 mark is the passing percentage you have. And 70 percentage technically I can say, so technically 70 percentage is the passing percentage. And uh, you have there is no negative mark here. Okay, you may get the case studies and lab also for this one. So you need to answer all the questions as much as possible, and 700 is the passing percentage here. Now in case if anyone want to write the exam, you can just go to the Microsoft portal here. If you type this AZ500, you can able to see the exam called schedule an exam, right? So you can click on the schedule exam. You can able to see here schedule exam. So if you are clicking here, this will take you into a prometric site. There you can able to write the exam from the home itself. You don't need to worry about going to a prometric center or writing an exam. So you can write exam from your home itself. You need to give a Microsoft ID here. Once you enter the ID, this will take you into a prometric page. There you will be getting an option for writing an exam from your home itself. Now, coming on into the exam part, exam cost is generally depends upon which country you have been connecting. Right now, you can able to see here, right here near to the scheduled exam, you may be able to see the country, right? So based on like if you are connecting from a Philippines, like you can select the country like a Philippines, it's a 90 US dollar. Now, if you're connected from Sri Lanka, it's been amount maybe it's been different, like $80. So each country having a different rate card or an exam card, it's been available. So ensure that you are selecting the right country when you are attending this one. Now, voucher part, I need to just check with the leadership and I'll update you in the WhatsApp group. Or are we providing, is there any free voucher is been available? Let me check it and come back to you on that part. You will be getting a webinar link, and Shabib is asking like, is there any exam DEMS are available? Um, I can give you one portal. I always refer. There is a portal called exam topics right now. All of us are using this one. So here it's almost all the exam number, exam DEMS are you're getting, Shabi. So like, for example, like if you want to go here, there's a link. This is offline. I'm just saying, okay, I'm not doing any promotion of this website. I'm just giving since you asked this question. Yeah. So you can able to see here, there is a popular exam. You take it to Microsoft and just type 500 here, AZ500. Now, if you're seeking here, almost all the question is been updated here. You can just click it here. Almost 90% of the question I've seen like it's been coming from here only. So right now we can able to see the question is here. Answer also is been given. So you can just go through this portal. This will help you to clear or will give you some confidence to write the exam. So as I said, I'm not doing any promotion of this website. Since you asked, I just given some information this one. So there are many similar like of website is been available in the internet also. And in the Microsoft portal itself, there is a couple of sample question is been given here. You can able to see there is some sample question you can able to see. Previously it was pasted here, the preparation videos and all you can able to see here. So you can just check in this portal. So there is some sample question and video you can able to see from the Microsoft portal also. Once you clear this exam, you will be getting a, Microsoft Azure Security Engineer Associate tag. See, this is the exam certificate you will be getting. Now, adding to the WhatsApp group, let me share the WhatsApp link. I think it's already it's been shared the link on the chat. In case if you're not joined, I'll help you to add into that group. Okay. So that's about the exam path or exam pattern for this exam. So uh, wish you all the best. Uh, so wish you all the best, everyone. This will be new journey, and wish you all the best to everyone here to move your journey on the Azure Security Engineer side. So with that note, we are posing the first intro part. In case if you have any question, let's have a discussion about the certification or overall course agenda. So next topic will be moving on to the technical side. So possible, I'll share you the group link here. individually adding this one. Sudag, if you can help me to share the link on the chat, um, the WhatsApp group link, people can directly, they can able to join the. Lastly, it's been we'll be discussing about the Sentinel and Defender one. So we'll share you the WhatsApp link, WhatsApp group link once again on the chat window, so all of us can join the. Sudag, I request you to share that WhatsApp group link. So yeah. Okay, so this is the link all of us can use. So in case if I request all the members to use this link for adding this one. So individually, instead of adding individually here, requesting all the members to click on that, and this will be taking into the Microsoft portal. Not Microsoft portal, it's our group. So we'll take a 5 minutes break, and after break, we'll be moving on into the first topic about Microsoft Firewall. Okay. So this is the topic we are discussing. Okay. So let's take a 5 minutes break and come back. And after break, we'll be moving about Microsoft NSG and VNet part. Yeah. Thank you.
I hope all are back. It's been middle of the break. Okay. Yeah. So thank you, team. Once again, welcome back to AZ500 module. Let's start the session. Yeah. I hope all are back. So requesting you to comment it on the chat window. So the first topic we are currently discussing is about networking. Okay. So the first today's the first topic we are planning to cover. It's about networking, and we'll be moving about rest of the topic. So let me share the screen. Give me a second. So the topic today we are going to discuss about the platform security first. Then we'll be moving on into the. Can you provide the schedule of this training? Yes, Raj will be sharing on the portal on the chat window. Okay, so the first topic is called. Okay, I hope you can able to see the screen. So the first topic today we are covering it's about platform protection. We starting from a security side. The first topic we are covering is about platform protection. Now, if you're taking any data center stack, you may be aware that there are different layers are coming, right? So now if you are taking any data center stack, you may be seeing like there are different layers is been coming on in the data center or in a infrastructure. You are aware that there is a physical security is coming, there is an identity has been coming, perimeter has been coming, network layer has been coming, compute is coming, and application is coming, and finally data has been coming. So this is the normally the data center stack. So if you're taking any infrastructure, you may be able to see these are the layered approach has been coming. Now, today we are discussing about a first portion. We are trying to see or we are trying to consider all the layers. The first layer we are considering it's about a platform protection. It's about how physical security anyway it's been completely managed by the Microsoft. So internal layers like it's a host or a networking or a data or a application or a storage. These are the areas we are handling. So we are trying to understand about a perimeter side or how the network security can be enabled in a Microsoft Azure side. What are the options is been currently it's been available on in the Microsoft portal. So the first topic today we are picking it's about perimeter security. How the security can be provided inside a Microsoft Azure. What are the options is been available or what are the tool or services we need to use it on in a Microsoft portal. Now coming on in a perimeter security side, there are different services and there are different features and options are available. So we'll be starting with a concept called define a defense in depth first. You maybe heard about a concept called DID in case if you attended any cybersecurity class or any networking class, you maybe heard about a term or a terminology called defense in depth. So defense in depth, this is the terminology generally you can able to see. So or a few books, this may be mentioned as DID. DID is the term generally we are using. So defense in depth is the terminology generally we are using. Now, we'll be discussing about understanding a defense in depth, and we'll be discussing about a firewall, NSG. We'll be moving on into the VPN, and we'll see how the perimeter security can be enabled on in a Microsoft side. And all these materials or topic we are covering, it's been connecting with a 2-3 certification program. In case if you are planning to write other certification other than AZ500, you can able to confidently go and write 3 more certifications: AZ900, 104, and a 700 also. These are the certification program you can able to see here, like a 900 or 104 or a 700. These are the program. These are the certifications it's been available. So with the help of that, you can confidently you can able to write. So this topic has been coming on AZ900 as well, 104 and 700. So this topic, what are we covering, like a defense in depth or a firewall or a VPN or all this topic, some module has been coming on all these certifications as well. So we'll be sharing the handout and the study material on in the portal. So on in the WhatsApp group, I'll be sharing. The link is already shared. So now if you're taking any Microsoft or any IT infrastructure standard, you may be seeing like your data center is been layers is been coming like this. You'll have a physical security. That means the data center outside, you may be having a physically, the person will be available who will be always accessing the authorization or a badge or a ID card. Only that people only can able to enter into a data center. Then additional layer, once you entered in a data center, if you want to access any server or any router or any devices, always we need to provide the username and password. So always we need to do a authentication and authorization. So you may be having a identity layer, and you have a perimeter level, like if any packet is going external or internal, perimeter level, you have a security component is being available, and you have a network component also it's been available, and you have a compute, and you have application, and you have a data also. So these are the layers you can able to see it on in the Microsoft portal. It's like a defense in depth. Generally, the term or the layered approach generally we known as a defense in depth layers. You take any cloud service provider, you take any data room or a legacy model, you may be able to see this kind of a layers approach. So you have a defense in depth layer, you have a these are the layers you may be able to see in the organization. Now, if you're taking this Microsoft side and Azure side, how this protection is being provided in each layer. Now, if you're taking a perimeter side, we'll be using a couple of services like Azure Firewall or a VPN or a packet filtering. And in the host side, if you're saying like a OS management, patch management, or a Windows Defender kind of tools you may be using. In a physical side, you have physical security or resource lock or a security guards will be available. And you have a policy or a role-based access control is being configured, or internal network, you have a firewall or IDP or NSG kind of tool you may be using. And in the app side, you may be using authentication and authorization using a single sign-on, maybe using. And a data side also, you have a database or a content or a message security also, it's been available. So these are the layered approach generally it's been coming. So we'll be discussing one by one how practically this can be implemented, or what are the points as a security engineer you need to consider it. Now coming on in a Azure side, these are the few terminologies or the few terms are coming or planning to discuss today. Like it's been like a perimeter, we'll be discussing about DDoS, we'll be discussing about a firewall, and we'll be discussing about network security group, we'll be discussing about application security group, and we'll be moving about Microsoft Defender, SQL or a storage layer of approach, and you have a container security also. These are the topic we are discussing on in the Microsoft side. So these are the layered approach currently we have. Now let's start one by one. Now let's start with the first components called networking, right? So you may be heard about a term called networking. Can you comment in on the chat? So the first portion today we are considering it's about network security and perimeter security, how the security can be provided on in a network side. Now, can you comment on in a chat what is the importance or for a networking in your organization? Can you comment it on the chat? Yes. What is your thought? Like someone is being saying like networking. What are the um, um, what are the terms or a terminology you are able to see. Yes, firewall. Okay, for a secure communication, it's been using. Okay. Okay, so routers or L3 switch. Okay, so now let me take you into whiteboard now. Let's start with the topic about networking here. Now let's go back on the portal. So let me take a, I hope you can able to see. Yeah, I can see there are a couple of comments has been came on the chat. So there's a couple of points so far we have been learned. We understood what is a cloud computing. Cloud computing means that all the resources been technically moved on into the Microsoft service provider, and all the infrastructure is been hosted over there. Now coming on into the cloud side or into the on into the coming on into the um, existing model. Now, if you're taking a data center or an organization, you may be having a n number of resource may be hosted. You may be having a physical servers. You may be having exchange servers. You may be having router. You may be having switch. You may be having normal desktop. Now, in case if I need to use all these components inside your organization, generally we used to enable a service called networking, right? For example, like in my organization, I need to connect two laptop. How generally it was connected? For example, this is my laptop. If I need to connect another laptop here, I used to connect it using a cable, right? Like generally the cable is known as RJ45 cable. With the help of RJ45 cable, we used to make a connection. This kind of a connection is okay if I have only one or two computers. Yes, Wi-Fi may be another option. Right now you're attending this session, your laptop, it's been connected to nearest access point, Wi-Fi access point, and through internet you've been connected, and there's a way it's been enabled. But when it is coming on in a legacy or a on-premises organization, now in your organization you have a 1,000 or a 2,000 devices is being hosted. You have n number of client computer. You have n number of physical server is been available. How this generally it's been connected? For example, like this is my Active Directory server. This is my AD server, and you have a another physical server is available, and you have a Exchange server also. It's been available. Now you have a another uh, domain controller or a mail server also. It's been available here. Now, if you're seeing here, and you have a n number of computers or users also present in your organization. Now, if I need to make any kind of a connection, because you are using this user account, you are using a end user account or a end user computer or a server, if I need to make use of this, all of us know networking has been mandatory or has been needed in your organization. How this has been connected in your organization? You may be using a different inter-networking devices in your organization. You may be heard about a term called hub or a switch. This kind of a inter-networking devices are using, right? So this will be connected to your hub or switch, the port it will be connected, and your router also it's been connected there. And if I need to connect to external world, I'll have a router is been connected to the external. So this is the way the organization or this is the way the communication was established or the communication was organized inside the network, right? So this is the way it's been available, or this is a way it's been organized. Any doubt on this? You may be able to see. Yeah. So Yeah, not much. Thank you. So right now you understood you have a um, physical or internetworking devices, or you have a uh, router or a switch, this kind of a concept it's been available to. So how this has been practically it's been hosted on in a cloud side. Right now you may be having a physical devices. For example, like if any packet wants to come inside your organization, you may be having a firewall or a physical or a software, this kind of a firewall has been available. But when it is coming on in a cloud side, for example, like this has been completely moved or physically this has been moved into a cloud side, right? This practically this has been moved into a cloud side. How these connections are made, or how the connections is being prepared, or how the security can be enabled. So this is the topic right now we are discussing. So the first point we need to understand here, in a legacy or a on-premises one, we used to have a on-premises devices, or we have a internet networking devices or a hardwares are available. Now this has been completely removed and this has been moved into the cloud infrastructure. Now, when it is coming on in a cloud infrastructure, how the networking is being enabled? It's been enabled with the help of a concept called VNet. So the technical term we are using inside a Microsoft Azure, that's called VNet. It's called virtual networking service. It's called virtual networking service. VNet is the technical term we are using in a Microsoft Azure. If you're using other cloud service providers, like there are some situation, you may have to integrate with the networking services of AWS, or you may having to integrate with a networking service of a Google Cloud as well. So in a if you're taking a Google Cloud or in a AWS, terminology or the term we are using for networking is very different. The term which generally using inside AWS is generally known as a VPC, virtual private connection. And if it is a coming on a cloud, Google Cloud, this is known as a cloud networking. Now, the point you need to understand, the network services, or I'm just giving a scenario like already you have a two situation here. For example, like you're working for an organization, completely they need to migrate in their infrastructure into a centralized location. So how this migration can be enabled here, and as part of the migration, how the security can be enforced on in a Microsoft Azure side. So VNet is the one of the service generally we are using. Now, if you're using a Microsoft portal, now if you are connected to Microsoft portal here, I'm just connecting you to taking to Microsoft portal. Just give me a second. I'm connecting to portal.azure.com is a site generally we are using for connecting one. So give me a second. I'm connecting to Microsoft portal. Give me a second. It's been asking some password, everything. Give me a second. I'm just connecting to Microsoft portal. Another 1 minute, there won't be audio. I'm just connecting to portal. It's asking the username and password. Give me a second. Right now, you can able to see. Hello. Right now you can able to see Microsoft Azure portal, right? You can able to see the portal dot azure.com have been connected. So when you attended AZ 700 or AZ 104 or a 900 session, you may be understood Microsoft has been supporting 100 plus services here, right? If you select or click on the all services, the screen right now we are seeing that's called Azure portal layout window. Now, if you're selecting on Microsoft portal here, there you can able to see a category called networking, right? You may be able to see a tab called networking here, and you may be able to see a tab called security also. So these are the components we are using for enabling a security components inside a Microsoft portal. Now, your networking and security components are working hand to hand. So we need to understand, uh, you can able to see how this can be configured network security on a Microsoft portal. I'm getting a question on a chat. Is it a Microsoft is been allowed to free to download and use here? I think you're new to this Microsoft Azure portal. So there are two ways you can able to do, Rono. It's been like if you're taking a Microsoft or any cloud service provider, they are giving a free account for all the people who want to use Microsoft Cloud. 30 days, you will be able to use an account. You may be already a free trial. Generally, the term or a terminology or the word we are using is called free account. The account it's been using, it's called free account. It's called a free account is the term we are using. Now, the reason it's been like all of us are using Sangeeta, that's been on the MS365. We'll cover that. If we are getting a free time, I'll cover that. Okay. It. I'm coming to that point, Ron. So I'm discussing about the account creation part. All of us are already familiar that in case if I need to use a Amazon Prime Video or any of OTT platform like a Netflix, you if I need to use that platform, I need to have an account is been available, and you are already aware that inside an account you need to create a subscription also. In case if you want to use that one, you need to have a subscription also. So your cloud also it's been working in the similar mode of operations here. If someone want to use a Microsoft or any of the cloud service provider account, or then to use the resource, I can say the right term is called a resource, because already we understood if you're taking a cloud, this has been working as a pay as you go model kind. I like it. So the make the payment, and based on that you can able to do the uh, resource utilization on the Microsoft portal here. Now coming on into the Microsoft side, we understood like this has been acting like a pay as you go model kind of thing, and with the help of that you can able to utilize the resource everything. Now coming on into the pay as you go model. Pay as you go model means that similar like your Uber or Ola, based on the consumption, we are paying the money into the particular vendor. Now here we are not doing any traveling here. Instead of that, you are utilizing the IT resources. So IT resources can be computer, it can be networking resource, it can be storage resource, this can be database, or this can be firewall. It is kind of a resources are generally it's been used on in a Microsoft portal. So this is the kind of resources generally it's been available on in the portal. So based on the consumption, based on how much amount you're using, amount of based on the time you're using, we are paying the money to Microsoft or the respective cloud service provider. So for billing, making a billing, I need to have a subscription is been required. Now Microsoft is saying if anyone want to validate, if anyone want to use a Microsoft Azure, Microsoft is giving two model for you. One it's been like, first of all, if you want to use this one, you need to have a valid account is been required. This generally it's been created using a free account, or you can go for a pay as you go model. Free account means that if someone want to create this one, you can click on this link. You can create a Microsoft Azure free account. I'm just giving a free account link. So you can click on this one. If anyone want not created so far, you can click on this link and they can be able to create a free account here. Now, free account once you created here, and you can able to create a free account. And the moment you created a free account, you can able to use the account for 30 days. 30 days you will be able to use it, and this got a validity, or this got a $200 amount also. It's been created and available on the portal also. $200 it's been available on the portal. $200 it's been available on your account. So you will not be able to withdraw this money, and this amount can be used only for 30 days. After 30 days, your amount will be deducted, or the amount will be it's been moved into zero. So you'll not be able to carry forward this amount to the next month also. So 30 days you can able to validate all the account or all the portals or resources on the Microsoft site. So with the help of that, you will be able to configure it on in the portal site. So this is the way generally this has been configured. So in case if you have an account, you have a free account 30 days and $200 it's been available. With the help of that, you can be able to use it. So 30 days you will be able to use it. After 30 days, you have to convert your account as a pay as you go model. Otherwise, all the services it's been hosted on the Microsoft portal, that will be got it's been moved in a disabled mode. So that's the point you need to remember here, and that's an important uh, um, point you need to understand. So in case if you're planning to do some Azure security courses, make sure that you are creating a free account also. How much pay? I'm getting a question here. How much for the pay as you go? That depends upon the consumption, Rono. So like based on the usage, you have to pay this one. Now, whenever you're creating an account, free account, you need to link couple of information to on each. You need to have a mobile account, mobile number. Second one, you need to tag your credit card or a debit card. There won't be any extra charges be taking from there. Okay, that's only for a validation purpose. And you need to have a valid email ID, and you need to have a option of GitHub ID. Also, you need any of this model is needed, and with the help of that, you will be able to create an account. So this is the way account is being created on the Microsoft portal. Now, this account or the subscription or the it's been mandatory for creating any resource, because the moment when you are trying to create any security component or a VM or a firewall, the first question it's going to ask, please provide me your subscription, how I'm going to bill it. This is the first question you'll be getting. For example, like if you connect to Microsoft portal, once you created the account, all the management we are doing with the help of a portal.azure.com. So the moment when you're planning to create any resource, the term generally we are using, it's called resource. Resource can be Azure Firewall, or resource can be um, Azure Active Directory. This can be application security group, or this can be any component, any security component. So the point you need to remember, the moment when you're planning to create any resource on a Microsoft portal, the first question it's going to ask, please provide me the resources we needs to be configured here. For example, like I'm configuring any portal, if I need to create any component here, first question it will asking like, please provide the subscription details. So the first question is going to ask, it's about a subscription part. Now, right now we can able to see you. Right now I'm planning to create a resource here. So the first question you can able to see how the subscription can be mapped. See, so there's a billing we need to do it here. So right now we are going to discuss about networking side of the security side. So security side, the networking category we are considering. So right now we understood a couple of points here. In case if you are using a cloud, this is acting like a pay-as-you-go model, and we understood for using this one, you need to have a subscription is been required. So next point, we are going to create a VM, and we'll see how networking can be enabled or how networking can be established here. So how to make a network security on the Microsoft side. Before moving that, any question from anyone? Can you post it on the chat window? Any question from any members? Thank you for commenting. So resource group I'll cover at the time of a creation of a resource. So far we got a good response. So rest of the members also I hope are on the same page. Okay. Now let's try to create a security side of this one. So let's start with a simple VM creation. Then we'll keep on building networking on that. Then we'll go into the security side of this one. Right now, if you're seeing on a Microsoft portal, let's start with the host and networking here. How to provide a security to your host, and we'll see how security can be provided to your networking also. Now, I'm taking a simple scenario here. In an on-premises side, now one customer has been approaching us and saying like, Sanjay, give me a server for your for a SQL database. In a normal scenario, we used to create a server. On top of that, with the help of a DVD or a CD, you will install an operating system. On top of that, your application is being generally hosted. Now, when it is coming on in a Azure side, we'll try to see how the VM is being created. There is a couple of points we are discussing now on a security side. We'll see how the VM can be created. Second thing, we'll see how this is can be connected. Third thing, we'll see how your security has been enabled for your VM, and we'll see how VNet can be created. We'll see how NSG and firewall can be configured. So these are the points we are planning to discuss for today's session. Now coming on into the VM creation part. Now I'm going to create a VM. So all of us are already understood if you are taking a Microsoft Azure side. Microsoft having a global presence, like a 56 plus regions, Microsoft having a data centers and 140 plus locations they having data center. So it's a global presence you have. So this basically known as the term generally we are using it's called region. So this basically known as region is the technical term. Generally, we are using like a 56 plus regions and 140 plus locations. You have a presence and you are getting a the term or a terminology we are using for representing it's called region. Now, we are planning to create a data center or a VM in a East to West data center. So first of all, whenever you are going for creating any resource, whether it's a cloud security component or if it is a normal resource on in a Microsoft portal, you need to have a subscription is been mandatory. So few people may be having a doubt, what is a resource? Resource is nothing, any manageable component inside a Microsoft portal. The terminology or the term we are using is called resource. For example, like if you are sitting in front of a laptop now, right? You have a keyboard is here, you have a mouse is here, you have internet is here, you have IP address is here. With the help of that, you are connected to internet. Similar way, when it is coming on in a cloud side also, you may be using n number of IT services, right? You may be using public IP address, you may be using firewall, you may be using a networking component, you may be using a virtual machine, you may be using a database. So all these services are technically represented with the term called resource. This is the term. So resource means that if you take any component here, this can be managed or this can be configured and this can be monitored also. For example, like if I want to create a VM, the moment if I'm clicking on that, I'll be getting an option or I'm getting a flexibility to configure that. And the same time, I'm getting an option to monitor and I can make any kind of a change as per my business or as per my client requirement. So technically the word we are using in a Microsoft portal is called resource. So resource group, I'll be discussing what is a resource group. Don't worry. So end of this session means you need to understand any manageable resource on a Microsoft portal. It's technically known as a resource. So this typically can be public IP address or this can be any manageable resource available on a portal. I'm posing here in case if you have anyone having a doubt related to resource, can you comment it on in the chat? So thank you. Few I hope all are clear about that. Okay, so because I haven't seen any question on the chat window. So that's the resource part has been clear to everyone. Now, right now we are planning to implement a three things here. We'll be implementing a VM, we'll be implementing a VNet, and we'll be implementing a concept called NSG also. Now, the moment when you're planning for creating a VM, all of us are already understood subscription has been mandatory. You need to have a resource group also, it's been mandatory here. Let's create a VM here. I'm just going back to the portal and right now you can able to see I'm creating a VM details here. I've been selected an option called VM. Resource group I've been selected, it's called AZ500. This is a batch name I given as a resource group. So VM name I given it's been a VM1. Now at the moment if I'm trying to create it here, I'm just given the username and password. Detail has been provided here. And networking I'm just given, it's been I'm just given a prod net. Okay, I'm just given prod net. I'm just leave it right now, just create it. Okay, so we are trying to see a VM creation here. Okay, let's see how practically this is be coming on in a second. So right now the validation has been completed and the creation is in a progress state. So we need to wait a minute. The VM creation has been progress now. So deployment is in progress state. So we need to wait a minute. So the installation is in a progress. So we need to wait a minute. It's taking time. So right now you can able to see installation has been got completed here. You can able to see the installation has been completed. Now, if you go to VM, right now you can able to see there is a VM has been configured. So you can able to see VM1, it's been configured here. I hope all are able to see this screen, right? Microsoft also is the same, Oracle versions also it's been different from each other. Yes, it's been a bit different. I'll be coming to that point. Right now you can able to see there is a VM is been created. You can able to see this VM name is been given. It's been VM1 here, right? So the name it's been given VM1. Now coming on into the portal windows, how this has been configured now, you can able to see. I'm coming to the storage. I'm coming, Alfred. I'm coming to that point. I'm coming to that point. Okay, just give me a second. Right now, you can able to see we have created a virtual machine. So term generally we are using on in a Microsoft portal is called VM. Okay, the shorter name generally we are using called VM. So the moment when you created a VM, this physically it's been created inside Microsoft data center. So the moment you mention like in a you connected to Microsoft Azure portal and said, I need a data center in East to US data center. See here. So the moment you selected a resource or a VM creation, you got an option here. Where do you need to create your data center? See, there is a region option you got. See, you got an option like a data center detail. It's been displayed there, right? So the moment you select a UK or a Sweden or North Europe, this has been selected. This has been configured inside that. So it's been configured inside in the Microsoft portal, right? This has been clear to everyone. So this is the place where you are selecting Microsoft data center at the time of the creation. So technically what happened now, the moment when you selected a region or a data center location detail with the help of a fabric controller, Microsoft is having a data center, physical data center across the globe, right? So the moment you select like, hey, I need a server or a resource on in a Microsoft portal or on a particular data center, in that data center, Microsoft will be using a virtualization technology. So they will have a n number of physical server will be available. So with the help of a physical server, um, with the help of a virtualization, the particular VM will be created. Right now, if you're seeing here, we have given a name called VM1 and it's been created in the East to US data center. It's been selected and we have created a resource group. Resource group is a kind of a logical container here. Now inside that, you have selected a VM. You selected a VM. Now the moment VM has been created, you selected a operating system details here and VM name you have provided and you have provided details about which data center you want to create it also. You have a data center details also it's been provided. Now, you may be noticed at the time of a VM creation, along with your VM, a couple of details also has been created automatically. See here. So if you go back to all resources on the Microsoft portal, you may be observed like all resources. You can able to see here all resources. You may be able to see there is a couple of resources option is been available here. See, so there is a along with your VM, there is some dependent resources also it's been created automatically. So one of the resources been automatically created at the time of a OS creation is called disk. So disk, there are two disk Microsoft will be created automatically. One is called OS disk. Second one is called a temporary disk. So we'll be going to secure all these components. Okay, that the reason I'm explaining these things. Okay, because security it's been applied in a defense in depth model, right? Each layer, each product, or each feature you're using that need to be secured. So that's the reason I'm just giving a summary about this. Right now, if you're taking a Microsoft OS case or Microsoft Azure case, by default, there will be two disks will be created. One is called OS disk. Generally, this is being represented with a C, and a temporary disk will be created with a D also. That's called temporary disk. So if you're taking a Microsoft or Azure case, a few people may be having a thought Microsoft Azure may be supporting only Microsoft operating system. No, Microsoft will support all the Microsoft OS. It will support non-Microsoft OS as well. Any Unix or a Linux kind of operating system you want to host, all it's been supported inside the Microsoft portal. If you want to get all the detail, you can go inside a place called Marketplace. You have a Marketplace is the tool available inside that you can able to connect it. You have a Marketplace is available, so there you can able to configure that. Even CentOS also you can able to see here, Eric, like if you want to see what are the operating system it supported, you can go to inside a Microsoft portal. There you can able to see a place called Marketplace. You can click a tab called Marketplace. There you can type Unix if you want to type it. For example, like if you type a Unix, so this will show you all the Unix operating system this has been supported. This includes CentOS, this support SUSE, Red Hat, all the operating system you can able to set, you can able to see inside a marketplace. Marketplace has been supported almost 8,000 plus products, which you can able to run on Microsoft Azure. Clear, Rick? You can able to send us if you want. You can able to type it here. So send. You can able to type send. So you can able to see the send OS. You can able to configure it here. Now this is the way the Microsoft operating system selection is being selected. So all the information or the product, it can be a startup products or it can be any third party product, any product which you can run on in a Microsoft portal can be able to see it here. Now coming on into the portal side, Microsoft portal side, right now you have seen the moment when you created a VM, there is a two disk is been supported here. Now coming on into the OS side, how to protect that disk, there's a point we are planning to discuss today. So you have a operating system is been available. You have a temporary disk also available. You have a C and you have a D also. There are two drive will be created. So if you are seeing a Microsoft operating system, in case if you are using a Microsoft operating system, the normal size of the operating system is going to be 127 GB. And if it is a Linux operating system, normal size of the disk will be 30 GB. You can able to expand and you can extend also in case if you want more disk space. And if it is coming on a temporary storage side, the security side, you need to remember here, by default, you will have only 15 to 30 GB size you may be able to see, depends upon what is the size of the configuration you are selecting. People have a question here. What is the use of a temporary disk storage? This basically using for paging file. You maybe heard about a paging file concept in Windows, or you maybe heard about a SAP file concept in a Linux also, right? So this basically using for saving a paging file or a SAP file. This has been saving inside a temporary storage. So the point you need to remember, in case if you're working as a cloud security engineer, ensure that you are not saving any kind of information inside a temporary storage. The reason it's like whenever you're rebooting your server or whenever you're restarting your server, whatever content is been available or it's been saved inside the temporary disk, that will be cleared automatically. You got the point I'm saying? So the moment when you connected a virtual machine here, let's go back to the portal. I'll show you. Let me connect to a portal now. You already have a virtual machine here. So right now, just connect to virtual machine here. I got a public IP. Let me connect to a virtual machine. Give me a second. Let me take a RDP connection to this one. Okay, give me a second. I'm connecting into the VM which is being hosted here. Now you can able to see the connection is being taken to the, okay. So you can able to see the VM is being configured. Now we are loading the web pages. You can able to, it's been loading, user profile is been loading. So we have to wait 1 or 2 minutes. Let's wait. The user profile has been still loading, so we have to wait. Okay, now, okay, so right now you can able to see you have a Microsoft VM is being connected here. Right now, if you go to the disk properties, you may be able to see there are two disks is been created here. Right now, you can able to see there is a temporary storage is been created, and you have a OS also has been created. So I was saying at the time of a OS creation or at the time of the VM creation, by default there will be temporary disk will be created. So the point here it's been like any data which you are saving inside a temporary storage, this will be cleared automatically or wiped out. So the point you need to remember from a security side, because many times customer may come with some kind of a escalation or some kind of a concern saying that, or you may have to put some kind of a security enforcement in your organization saying that customer data not recommended to save inside C drive and a D drive. So that is a security information you need to configure in your organization. The reason is like every time if we are restarting a server, whatever content is been available on the temporary storage, that will be wiped out and it's been reloaded. And OS also, in case if there is any OS corruption is been happening, we cannot recover it, right? Because many times we are facing in a normal legacy or a on-premises data center also. So ensure that you are not saving any information on in the C drive as well. Now the point here, in case if the customer is looking for any additional disk for saving the customer data or SQL or a database or a backup or any kind of information, generally we'll be adding additional disk. So there will be additional disk will be created along with that. So additional data disk needs to be created here. So end of the session, you need to understand along with your VM creation, there is a disk is been created. Now, if the customer want to go for any additional disk, they need to go for any additional data disk option. So the point you need to remember, uh, by default, disk case, you have a temporary disk and you have a voice disk also it's been available. In case if the customer need any additional data disk, they can able to add at any point of time. Can be able to create it in a future or it can be able to create at any point of the time when the customer is needed. Now, second point you need to remember here. So at any point of time, in case if you're going for any data disk, is not that you can go and create as it is. That's not the right practice. Okay. So generally in all organization, we will be following a concept called ITIL. So there is ITL concept we are following in all operation or IT operation scenarios. So we need to ensure that you are placing a proper change request. You are getting a approval from a business also. Why the business approval is needed? Because whatever components you are using inside a Microsoft portal, you need to have a pay as you go models using, right? You need to pay the amount, right? So business is needed, finance approval is needed. It's not that I can go and spin on any resources on the Microsoft portal. That cannot be done in a real scenario. So you need to ensure that um, you are sending or ensuring that um, you are taking a proper approval from the business, and with the help of that you are able to add it here. So there is a proper downtime is needed, and ensure that there is a data disk is been added after getting a business approval. So disk is one of the component is been automatically it's been created. Second one, it's been like um, by default for making a communication, there will be two addresses will be created automatically. One is called private IP address, and second one is called, there will be a public IP address also, it's been created automatically. So by default, if you're taking Microsoft Azure, this has been supporting two versions. It's been supporting IP version 4, and it's been supporting IP version 6 also. You can configure your IP version or IP address, either it's on in IP version 6, or you can able to configure in IP version 4 also. Now, if you're taking a IP address classification, you may be already aware that the IP address which can be able to uh, use in the internet, that basically known as a public IP address. For example, like if you're taking your IP address, your IP address is being generally classified in a form of a class A or a class B or class C or a class D or a class E, right? So you may be already aware that the IP address has been classified. It's in a class A or a class B or a class C. This is the IP address generally it's been classified. For example, like if you're taking a class A, or the range, if you're taking any class A IP address generally starting from 1.2 or 0.2 126 IP address generally considered as a class A IP address. Any IP address which is been starting with a 128, 127, generally it's been considered as a loopback IP address. So 128, 0.2, 0.2, 120, 191.255.255 or 255. This is being considered as a class B, and the class C has been 192.0.0.2, 223.255.255.255, and you have a class D, it's been like a 224.0.0.2, 239.255.255.255, and class E has been generally 240.0.0.254.255.255.255. These are the IP address classification generally we are using. So class 127 generally considered as a for a checking your loopback IP address, right? Is 0.0.2, 127.255.255.255. This is the uh, classification is being done. So this is the IP address. It's been used. It's been like its IP address has been configured here. Okay. So now if you're seeing here, you cannot use all this IP address in internet. Even though if you have a millions of IP addresses available here, you cannot use all the IP address in internal and internet. So that generally classified as a two-way. One is being a private IP address, and another one is called public IP address. So any IP address which you can use internal, that basically known as a private IP address. Any IP address which you can able to use in a internet, that basically known as a public IP address. Now, if you're seeing here, so this is very important, because as a security engineer, you should understand this one, because when you're configuring a network security, you need to have a proper security mechanism to be configured on a public IP address as well as on the private IP address also. Now, if it is coming on in a private IP address here. Now, if it is coming on in a private IP address side, only one set of IP address which you can able to use internally. That means only the internal network, and there is no charge is been available for that. That basically not a private IP address. You may be seeing like 10.0.0.0 to 10.255.255.255, or any IP address which has been starting with 172.16.0.0 into 172.31.255.255, 192.168.0.0 to 192.168.255.255. So these are the private IP address generally using. So this is the IP address which you can use internally. You cannot use this IP address in the internet. If you cannot use this IP address in the internet, that's basically known as a private IP address. Now, any IP address other than that, it's been you can able to use in a internet. For example, like 1.0.0. Into 90.255.255.255, or 11.0.0. to 126.255.255.255, or 128.0.0 to 172.15.255.255, 192.0.0.2 192.167.0.255.255, or 0.0.2 223.255.255.255. So these are the IP address generally you can able to use internet. This is basically managed by an organization called IANA. You maybe heard about a organization in the world that's called IANA. It's basically they are responsible for managing the internet assigned number. So this it's a standard organization basically known as Internet Assigned Numbers Authority. It's basically a California-based headquarters is the they are managing the type of the IP address which you can able to organize or can be able to use in internet. So Microsoft will be assigning a public IP address to all the resource which is being created inside Azure. So we've been diverted from the VM creation. Right now you need to understand public IP address has been by default. All the resource which you are able to you are creating in Microsoft, they will be getting a private IP address, and you will be getting a public IP address also. So right now, if you have selected here, you have created a VM right now here, right? We understood there is a disk part you in understood. Similar way, your VM will be assigned with a both the IP address. So you will have a public IP address, you will have a public IP address also assigned here. So security side, that's very important here, right? So in case if you have configured a 10,000 VMs on in a portal, all the resources will be getting a private IP address, and this will be getting a public IP address also. Can you comment on the chat? I have a 3 computer is been configured here. Computer 1, computer 2, and a computer 3. Can you comment it on a chat? Which IP address Microsoft will use for internal communication? Can you comment it on the chat window? Is it a public IP address or is it a private IP address? So it's been using private IP address for internal communication, right? If anything want to communicate externally, this will be using a public IP address. So this point has been clear to everyone. Yeah, it's been private IP address. So how to assign a private IP address, how to assign a private IP address, we'll be discussing. Okay. So right now, I hope it's been clear to everyone here. Yes, it's been, yeah. So right now we'll do one thing. We'll take a 5 minutes break and we'll come back and we'll see how private IP address and how public IP address can be used also. So this session will continue another 30 to 45 minutes. And after that, we'll try to complete the public IP address or the connection point also. Let's take a 5 minutes break and come back and we'll be moving on into the VNet and the private public IP address configuration. Yes, I'm coming to that point, Eric. After a break, we'll come to that. I hope you are back. No, we were on a break actually. Now it's been back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Another minute. So we'll take another 10 to 15 minutes, or it's like 30 minutes. We'll finish this one connectivity part, and tomorrow we'll be moving on into the NSG and the firewall part. So right now we understood the moment when you are creating a VM or any resource, it's getting a private IP address and it's getting a public IP address as well. So this is the point we have learned. Now coming on into the Microsoft side, uh, you have noticed after creating a VM, this got two IP address here. So now we go back to the VM properties. Right now we are inside a Microsoft portal. Left side in the resource panel, you selected a option called VM, and the VM properties you may be able to see here. There is you have a public IP address option you're getting, and you are getting an option of private IP address also. See, there is a two IP address you are getting. Now, how to connect to this VM? That is a one point we are trying to understand today. So the moment when you're planning to connect it here, basically the connection is been established with the help of a public IP address here. So we are trying to see how the security can be provided into the connection part. That's the first point we are learning today. Right now, you got a VM here. You have configured a VM here. Now, for example, like this VM is being configured in the East 2S data center. And this VM got a private IP address. This got a public IP address here. And where this has been connected, this has been connected into internet. And I am a user. I've been connecting in Sri Lanka and I need to connect to this VM. So can you comment which IP address you will be using for connecting this one? How will you take a remote desktop here? So in case if I want to access one option, physically I need to go to this data center. Practically this has been not possible. So your boss is not going to give a on-site here. So we need to skip this portion. What is the next option we have? We need to use a RDP. So when the moment when you are connecting a RDP, can you comment it on the chat which IP address you will use it and what is the reason behind that? Few people has been commented, it's been like a public IP address. Why can't we use a private IP address here? What is the reason behind that? Can you comment it on in the chat? Why we are not using a private IP address here? Can you comment it on in a chat? Why we are not using a private IP address here? Exactly. So it's not routable in internet because that IP address you are not routable. Yes, it's not recognized in the WAN or it's been not routable this one. So there are two scenario you need to remember here. In case if there is a VPN connection has been enabled in your organization, in case if there is any VPN client is been organized, it's been enabled, in that moment, you may be able to use private IP address. Since I don't have any VPN connection here, so I will not be able to use a private IP address. So the only option available in front of me, I have to go for, which option? I need to go for public IP address. So with the help of a public IP address only, I can able to connect it or I can able to use the I can able to make a connections here. Now, in case if yes, I'm agreeing with you, Rick, your point. Like in case if there is any VPN has been established, we can able to go for that. Since I don't have any VPN connection here, I may have to go for a direct connection. So how will you connect to directly here? I may have to go to the VPN properties or the VM properties. In the VM properties, you will be getting an option called RDP here. See, in the VM option, you will be getting an option called RDP. So with the help of RDP, you will be getting an option here like a public IP address or a public private IP address. You will be getting a two options here. So the problem here it's been like in case if you're using a public IP address or a private IP address here, private IP address right now you understood you are not able to use it here because you cannot use in internet. So we need to go for a public IP address. So I'll be connecting public IP address like this. I'll be taking a remote desktop using a public IP address. Right now you can able to see we have used 20.80.80.156. So we have used public IP address. With the help of that, the connection is been made. Now the second point you need to remember here, right now I have used a public IP address here. With the help of a public IP address, I got a remote desktop here. See, I got a remote desktop here, so I can able to connect it. Now, the second point you need to remember, the IP address which you are using here, there is a cost is involved. The public IP address which right now it's been assigned here. So for example, like I have 1,000 computer hosted on a Microsoft portal. We understood in case I need to take an RDP, each computer. See, this is a VM1. How this has been connected now? Using a public IP address. Using a public IP address, we have connected. Right? This is with using a public IP address, we are connected. Now, think like I have another computer, computer 2. If I need to connect, this computer also need a public IP address. For example, like you have a computer 3. So this also needed a computer 3. So this is the way it's been connecting. Now, the problem here, it's been like there are two scenario. It's been there are two security side it's been coming here. One, it's been like a cost. Second one, it's been like there is a chance of security compromise here. So for example, like if you're seeing here, yeah, entire infrastructure is being exposed to internet and there is a chance of a security compromise. Second one is a cost. The reason it's like all the public IP address by default it's been assigned to Microsoft portal. There is a charge available. There is a charge. Microsoft is having a pricing. It's been available. So if you can able to Microsoft portal, you may be able to see there is a pricing has been available for each public IP address. See, there is a IP address pricing. You can able to see per hour we have to pay the amount to Microsoft. So a couple of points you need to remember here. Public IP address has been chargeable, and each region Microsoft may be using a different public IP address. So you'll have a different public IP address will be assigned on each region. Third one, you cannot bring your own public IP address into Microsoft Azure. For example, like if you already have a Azure IP address is been available and you will not be able to use that IP address. For example, like you already having some IP address is been available, and if you're trying to use or trying to bring that IP address into Microsoft portal, you cannot use it that. So only option is been like you can use only the IP address it's been assigned by the Microsoft. You cannot use your own public IP address though. Now, there's a one point you need to remember in case if you want to use any kind of public IP address on the Microsoft portal, you cannot bring your own IP address. That is an important point you need to remember here. Now, coming on into the uh, cost side, technically, we understood like right now, if you want to use a Microsoft portal here, you need to have a Microsoft public IP address is required. Only with the help of a public IP address only you are able to connect it here, but cost is involved here. So for avoiding this kind of a cost or a concern in a normal in an organization for providing a security, we will be using another term called gem server or a gateway server. Right now we understood you have a n number of VM is been hosted. Security is a concern here, right? So this is basically VM is one of the commonly used resource on a Microsoft portal. Now we are trying to see how the security is being provided into a VM. For example, like you have a n number of VM is been available or it's been configured here. Now how to provide a security for this connection. Now for providing a security in a most of the organization, they will be removing a public IP address from the portal at the time of a creation of a VM or after creation of a VM. We will be removing a public IP address here. So the term generally we are using called disassociate. What is the term we are using? It's called disassociate. The reason it's like we understood right now public IP address is really needed for connecting from external world. Right now we understood like in case if I'm using a public IP address, there is a charge is been available and there is a cost is available here. Now, if the cost is available, I have only one option is been available in front of you. It's been like um, you have only option is been available in front of you. It's been like we need to remove the public IP address. There are two ways you can able to remove the public IP address. The technical term generally we are using called disassociate. So there are two scenario. It will come here. Right now there are two scenario. Right now there are two scenarios it's been available in front of you. Hello, 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 hello. Am I audible? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So there are two scenario you can able to see in an organization. One case it's been like you may be already having a deployed VMs inside your organization. Second one, it's been like you already have you are planning to create a new resource. There are two scenario you may be able to see here. So end of the session, you need to understand in case if you want to use any uh, connection, or in case if you want to remove any public IP address inside your organization, you may have to remove the IP address here. It's called disassociate, because cost is involved for a public IP address. Second one, it's like you have a security concern also, it's been available here. So we'll see how public IP address can be removed. One option, you can go to the VM properties. We are discussing about the host security. Okay, right now the term or the topic right now we are discussing about a term called host security. I'll be sending you a handout of this one. I'll be uploading on in the WhatsApp group. In case if anyone has been not joined on a WhatsApp group, requesting you to join over the, so ensure that you will be getting all the documents from there. Okay, so Discord also will be uploading, and parallelly we are uploading on in the chat on the WhatsApp group as well. So in case if you have not joined, request all the members to join there. Yeah, we are planning to have a 365 session also. MS 900 we are planning. We'll have a Active Directory and Azure Active Directory, Microsoft 365. We are planning on a VDA as well. So all this notification will be sharing on the WhatsApp and Discord link as well. So I'm coming on into the VM disassociation part. Right now we have a VM has been created here. You can able to key. You can able to see there is a VM is being created. VM is being created here. Now how to remove this public IP address from the VM. That is the topic right now we are discussing. So right now, if you can able to see the VM, this VM got a two IP address. Right now, you can able to see there is a public IP address also is configured, and there is a private IP address also is been configured. Right now, due to a security reason, uh, I'm not able to. I want to ensure that the public IP address is being removed from this VM. So how to remove that? That is a topic right now we are discussing. So there are two ways we can able to do. One, it's been like at the time of the creation itself, you can remove the public IP address. But right now, if you're taking a VM1 scenario, VM has been already deployed here. So in a live, I need to remove this one. So the option we need to do, you can go to the networking properties. In the networking properties, you may be able to see the network interface card. All of us are already aware that the private IP address or a public IP address is not assigned on operating system. It's been assigned on in a VNIC level, right? So this will be assigned on into a network interface card. So this IP address has been assigned on a network interface card. You can click on the network interface card, and there you will be getting an option called IP configuration. You can able to see there is a IP configuration. It's been given, and IP configuration you can able to see there is a IP address. You can able to see there is a IP address it's been assigned. Is a 10.0. And you have a public IP address also it's been assigned. There are two IP addresses been assigned here. Give me a second. Right now, if you can able to see here, right now you can able to see here, there is a two IP addresses been here. Hello, hello. So right now you can
Yes.
able to, right now you can able to see this VM has been assigned with a private IP address, and this has been assigned with a public IP address as well. So we are trying to remove this public IP address from here. Now, if you can go back to, you can click on this. This will be taking to a page where you can able to assign, or you can able to uh, disassociate also. You can able to see there is a disassociate option also you can able to see here, and you can able to see there is a associate option also. So right now, the moment if you are clicking on a disassociate, see here, right now already we took a remote connection here. See, okay, right now you can able to see there is a remote connection is already here. Right now, the moment you click on the option disassociate, technically this is be removing a public IP address from your VM. Now, who is assigned this public IP address here? Automatically, this has been assigned by the Microsoft here. So the moment you click disassociate, in the top side, you may be able to see there is a button called floppy disk also. There is a option called save also. You need to click on the save button. So this will be save the configuration here. So the moment if you disconnected, so the public IP address will be removed from that computer. Right now, you can able to see the remote desktop is going to be disconnect here. You can able to see here. We need to wait a second. You may be getting a message here saying that private public IP address to this VM is been, see, VM has been disconnected here. See, you can able to see the public IP address has been got removed here. See, now if you go back to the VM properties, you can able to see here the public IP address has been removed from here. Now, this is the one method of removing a public IP address. So this is the case. Um, you have a VM has been configured, and the VM has got a public IP address. After deployment, we are removing this one. Second case, it's been like at the time of the creation itself, you are getting a flexibility to remove this IP address. Now, if you go to the create button here and you go to the virtual machine option, in the virtual machine option itself, I selected a details, networking, and or rest of the team member details. There you can able to see an option called public IP address here, right? So in the public IP address, yeah, I'm coming to that point, Raj. So we are trying to discuss that. We part of a network security. You removed a public security, public IP address. Now we are kind of in a handicap situation, right? How to connect this one? So we are trying to bring a network security feature called Microsoft Azure Firewall. We are trying to bring a network security feature called Azure Bastion service. Also, this is the two topic we are going to discuss now in the next session. Okay. So right now, if you can able to see one case study we already covered. It's been like after deploying. Now, right now we are seeing at the time of the creation itself, you are getting a flexibility to remove the public IP address. See here in the network component, you are getting an option called none. See, in case if you're trying to create a VM, for example, like I have been selected a VM1 subscription detail has been protected. Now, right now there is a new public IP address has been created here. Here you can able to select your option is been none. So the moment if you're selecting a none, your IP address won't be created. You got the point? So you won't be, there will be any public IP address will be created at the time of the creation itself. Now we need to see how this VM can be communicated right away here. So one option is been like, now if you can go back to the portal or to whiteboard, right now what is the lab right now we have done? We have created a VM. You have a VM is been available here. This VM, this VM got a only private IP address. Public IP address is been removed here. Now I am a user. I don't have any option to take a RDP. All are agreeing with this one. No, it won't be created automatically, Ron. At the moment, if you are selected none, there won't be any public IP address will be created automatically. In case if you want to see that, let's go back to the portal. In case if you have any doubt, let me take you into a portal here. This is your virtual machine. I'm selecting this your VM2. I've been selected on to the portal here. So he's got some confusion. So I'll show you that. I'm selecting in the networking public IP address selected none. Okay, so I've been selected none. Review and create. You may be able to see here. VM will be created automatically without a public IP address. Right now, the validation has been completed. Let's finish that. So right now the deployment for the VM2 has been it's in progress. Hello, hello. Am I audible? Surya, that's my
Yes.
yeah, it's got disconnected.
Oh,
My secondary is got disconnected. Yeah. So right now we were discussing about a feature called how to remove public IP address. So we understood by default the public IP address has been assigned to the old VM on the portal, and this has been removed part of the disassociation procedure. So right now we'll see another topic called Azure Bastion Service or Azure Firewall. Possible tomorrow we'll take this session, and all the technical issue will be sorted out today afternoon. In between, we have some Teams issues and audio issues we are facing. So this will be sorted out after this session. Any questions so far? Yeah. So Budika will be sending you the recording sessions, and the presentation also will be um, uploading on in the portal today. So the PPT, whatever we have been used, and the training calendar, training poster, all the resource link and all the certification related doubt will be cleared on in the WhatsApp also. So requesting all the members to join the WhatsApp group in case if you have been joined. So tomorrow the same time, Shabib, it's been starting the same time like 9:30 a.m. IST sharp will be starting tomorrow. And session for tomorrow, it's been like Microsoft Azure Firewall. We'll be covering Azure DDoS. We'll be discussing about routing, and we'll be discussing about public IP address or a bastion service also. Yes, you will be getting a certificate after the session, and you need to register it on in the Microsoft Forms link. So you'll be getting this one. Yeah, this is a 5 days course around. So like recording also you can use it, and after tomorrow you can able to attend the session. And all the handout I'll be uploading on into the WhatsApp group. In case if you have not joined the WhatsApp group, can you join now? So this is the link. So that's been easy for us also to communicate. So requesting all the members to join on the WhatsApp group. This is the link. Yeah, this is the link I've been pasted. Only one certificate lands. You will be getting a certificate saying that you have attended cloud security program. So only one certificate is each day you won't be getting a separate certificate. You will have only cloud security architect certificate you will be getting. Only one certificate. It's not the 5 certificate, only one certificate you will be getting. So this is the WhatsApp link. Exam code will let you know soon. Okay. So thank you all for joining. In case if you, I can see only 130 members only join. So we have a 200 plus members here. Request all the members to join the and plan for tomorrow's session. Certificate will be released only after attending 5 days sessions. So certificate only will be given only attending after 5 days sessions only. All the 5 days you need to attend it. We are tracking that, and only whoever is attended 5 days session, they will be getting the certificate. Per day we are planning, Muhammad, it's been 3 hours. That is the plan we have. 3 to 3.5 hours we are planning that. Only one day it's been sufficient. You need to fill balance from the portal. We are able to pull the report. We need to fill only one time. So all the certification calendar and all the material I'll be posting on the WhatsApp group, requesting all the member to join as soon as possible. Yeah, so because we don't want to miss any documents because we are going planning to upload a lot of documents on the portal. We need to ensure that everyone is been getting that. So meeting link also will be Joven will be posting on the WhatsApp group. So you don't need to worry about that. And Discord also will be getting that. Yes, only after attending full days, 5 days. Any other question related to today's topic? So tomorrow's plan, the topic we are planning to cover tomorrow, Azure DDoS, Azure Firewall, and NSG, and we'll be moving about a VPN also. So this is that topic we are planning with a practical way. How to block the website, everything will be covered tomorrow. So thank you, team. So appreciate your time and thank you for joining. And the technical teams issue will be sorted out today. Thank you. Thank you, Surya.
Thank you. Thank you for the session. I hope you guys have learned something new today. And yeah, if I guess most of you guys are not using uh, WhatsApp, if that's the case, you should be using Facebook. So we have that Facebook group for you guys to be joining. Let me just share that as well. also, if you guys are looking to get a job on software companies, we have a website called Turing. I just shared that Turing site on the chat box. Go check it out. It's you need to take a test. First of all, you need to sign up and suggest your 2, 3 developer friends. So if they get, let's say they get hired by a company, and he is really good, like let's say he has 3 years experience and all. So you get I'm not really sure, like you get $250, I think. So it is given to whoever is recommended that person. So go try it out if you are somebody who's having a software developer or a Java, Python, those kind of topics. If you're good at it, I recommend you go check it out. And it's pretty much free. And you need to get the sign up first and give all those details. And afterwards, you need to just suggest 3 friends, and once it's all done, you'll need to do a exam, but it's not really easy. But if you are somebody who is having that experience working, and also I would recommend you go out if it's and once you pass the exam, you will be suggested to use companies who are looking for remote workers. So just need to work from home. You can work from anywhere you wish to be. So it is completely remote, and the AI system will recommend you to people. So yeah, it is great. I hope few of you get to uh, s- a job through the site. Just try it out, and this is not pretty much easy, not a really beginner friendly. So somebody who is good at it can pass it. So if you are somebody who is looking to get a job, you should try it. And I hope you guys will be joining tomorrow as well. It'll be same time, and I'll be giving the reminders in the WhatsApp group and the Discord as well. Just give a glance to there before, so that you don't forget about it. So yeah, and see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarek.
Yeah,
Thank you all. Yeah. So the same link you can use it. Okay. And handout, Surag, I'm uploading on in the portal, as well as on I'll be sharing to you for uploading on the Discord. Okay.
sure,
Thank you.
sure.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.